Okay, this is round 2 of me trying to film this because every time I think about this stuff, I get so full of cringe and just full of anxiety as well, and I can't make it through, but I'm gonna try. Currently there is a plane going overhead and a wonderful individual riding his little tractor around, or whatever, lawnmower. A tractor, yeah, okay. Well, it's about that time of year where I start cringing about my past. And by start cringing, I mean cringing even more than I already do. With my junior year of college starting up in just a few weeks, and yes, I know I still look and sound like a freshman in high school, I've been thinking about memories, school memories, fond memories, and not so fond memories. I think we all can agree that school can be pretty tough, and I think the best example of that is middle school. It's no secret that I'm a very shy individual. I've talked about my anxiety countless times in my videos, and I even had a panic attack in one of them. But one of the darkest times for my social anxiety was definitely middle school. Just like anyone else, I was thrust into this new situation, and unlike everyone else, I really couldn't adapt to it. I tried, but I couldn't. I used to think the school was a maze, and then like looking back on it, it's essentially just a square, and it's not a maze at all, but it used to fill me with so much anxiety, and having to deal with the lockers. Looking back, the issues that I faced then aren't issues now, I would hope, but during that time it was pure hell. And just for you guys, I located my 6th grade yearbook, and I'm reliving this torture just for the content. What's fun is that there's a picture of me on the 2nd page, and it's as students are entering the school, like 6th graders for the first time, and it kind of captures how I was feeling in that moment. Does this look like the face of a happy individual? I think it looks like someone who is terrified. Essentially, I cried myself to sleep every night going to this school, and I woke up crying, and I cried on the way there. I remember seeing the building rising out of the ground as we took this turn, and like turning to my mom and begging her to let me be homeschooled or do online school because I just didn't want to go there. It got so bad that I had panic attacks, usually on the weekly, if not daily, and I was taken to the hospital for a lot of those because I couldn't breathe. And of course, my bully didn't help. For lack of creativity, let's call her Demon. Now, I don't know if I've talked about Demon on my channel before, but boy, do I have some interesting memories to tell about her. Unfortunately, that won't be this video. This video, I'll be talking about something different, but I'm just kind of laying the groundworks of my anxiety and explaining how she really didn't help. Just seeing this girl, or knowing I had a class with her, like, just made me not want to talk even more. She would call me names behind my back, she would spread rumors about me, she would say mean stuff to my face and get away with it. She almost slammed my head in a door. And then she threw a huge ball at my face in front of everyone in the classroom with the intent to harm, and actually did hit my face and nearly broke my glasses, and then she laughed about it with all her friends, who at some point were my friends and then went over to her side, but that's not this video. Based on what I've told you so far, where do you think I ate the majority of my lunches? A, the school cafeteria, or B, the office broom closet? If you guessed A, you're wrong because I ate my lunches in the school broom closet. Even now, that sounds so sad. The only nice thing about this experience was sometimes I wasn't alone. My siblings would sometimes come in there and eat with me, maybe because they felt guilty, maybe because they felt bad, and then there was a mutual friend that would sometimes eat with us too. Oddly enough though, some of my fondest memories of middle school was eating in the office broom closet with a few other socially awkward people and avoiding general social interaction. Just in time, Mia's screaming her head off. But besides that, I was not having a grand time, and the school noticed. So behind the scenes, as I was having my daily panic attacks and avoiding people, the school was pulling some strings. They were talking to each other, and they were forming the lunch bunch. Even now, just thinking about that name makes me want to scream at a very high octave. I can't believe I was involved in something called the Lunch Bunch. I can't believe it was called the Lunch Bunch. Oh my god. So, because this is my life, no one bothered to tell me about the lunch bunch until I was heading to the lunchroom one day, where I would then get my food and haul ass to the other side of the hallway where I would go into the broom closet. Essentially, there was just this stranger lady standing outside the doors of the lunchroom, and she saw me, and I don't know, you know, Jen was reading my script earlier, and she was like, well, how did she recognize you? And I told her, you know, she was probably just told to keep an eye out for the most socially awkward looking girl in the whole student body, and that's how she found me. She told me that I wasn't gonna go in the lunchroom, but no, she was going to take me somewhere. And if that doesn't sound terrifying to you, I don't know what to tell you. So, having no other choice, I reluctantly followed this stranger all the way up to her office. And at first, it was just me and her. She talked to me about her sons, like she wanted to get to know me. And to do that, she like tried to make this connection with me. One of her sons' name was like Stefan. And she thought we had this connection because my name's Stephanie and then Stefan and... No, okay. And then she told me she was the head of the lunch bunch. Now, as you've already come to the conclusion, I was not popular in middle school. So, to solve this, they handpicked the school's prime social outcasts, lumped them into a group, and slapped a label on it. Because that's what every kid wants to be in. A forced group of social outcasts that literally has a group name. Basically, the group consisted of 4 people. A deaf girl, one boy that literally never talked, another boy that had very extreme anger issues, and for some reason, would always call me Patricia or Cynthia, never Stephanie, and me. Now, I'm not making fun of any of these people, especially not the deaf girl. I'm sure they were all fine in their own respects, and they were good people, but lumped together, we did not click. We all really didn't like each other, we couldn't really stand each other. There was never like this spark of like understanding. There was no like cinematic moment of all of us like clasping hands together and just being like, you know what guys, we really aren't so different after all. We'll show this school. The anger issues boy and the deaf girl really did not like each other. They were always at each other's throats and they were always arguing, while me and the kid who was even shyer than me and didn't really talk at all would just sit there like... Eventually, word got around that I was in the lunch bunch, and people started making fun of me. They started making fun of the name. I mean, I don't blame them. And essentially, they just made up a handshake for it. Now, if you guys want to know, the handshake is pretty simple. All you gotta do is you gotta put your hand in, like maybe like 3 other people, and then you go 1, 2, 3, lunch bunch. I can't even put my heart into it because, like, I was the lunch bunch, and I feel weird just doing that. So whenever I went into the lunchroom to get my food, people would do that. Like, not every time, that'd be kind of weird, like whenever they saw me they'd do that, no, but they did it enough where I noticed it. And it made me feel like crap because people knew that I was in this group for people that couldn't make friends. And it made me feel like even more of an outcast. Eventually, the group fell apart, which I guess that was because everyone was trying to actively avoid it as well, and things went back to normal. My school realized I was a hopeless cause, and I got to eat in the broom closet again with my siblings and mutual friend. My anxiety continued on into high school and still prevails into this day, where along the way I picked up a camera, ranted a little bit, uploaded a few videos, and now I'm talking to you. So, moral to the story. Is there one? Well, if you're forced into a situation where you're in a group of social outcasts that you don't know that well and you don't want to be friends with them, I recommend not calling your group the lunch bunch, just so people won't think you're a lunatic or a weirdo or that you're in a cult. If you guys can think of another moral to the story, let me know in the comments, and also let me know if you guys have any weird middle school stories, because I would love to hear them. Were you guys as awkward as me? Did you thrive? Did you hit your peak in middle school? Let me know. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next week. I had to hit record again because I was going through the yearbook, and I was like, I doubt they're gonna have any pictures of me, like, I didn't do anything. But no, I was in the dance group in 6th grade, and they have a picture of me killing it. I don't know if you guys can see. That's me. I'm wearing a hat. I don't know what's going on with my mouth, just plain white tee with some jeans. Yeah, that's something.